Hello, I'm Ryan F9. Behind me is Montreal's Old Port. I'm going to vlog about something new. Specifically, I'm talking about electric bikes. Are they the future? Are they not? I'm not going to like sort of jerk you guys around the Old Port for the next 7 or 8 minutes just to say maybe or kind of. And the answer to me is yes, electric bikes are the future. And my preference for this V-Strom here is really just based on tradition rather than anything else. Maybe one day when polar bears come swimming down this street or whatever, we'll realize that electric bikes are actually better all along. Let's get moving. It is the Friday before May long, so it's going to be busy down here, which is fun. Now I'll leave that open. So yeah, like I said, electric bikes, perhaps the right choice all along, and by that I mean that they're not actually a very new thing. It's actually rather appropriate that I'm vlogging about electric bikes here in the Old Port because they're an old idea. I mean, in 1900, the National Automobile Show was in New York, and they polled the New Yorkers, and only 5% said that they thought that gasoline would be the fuel of the future. Well, this is Notre Dame, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll get you a better view once I stop at this light. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're looking up at the Notre Dame. Very pretty. Yeah, only 5% of New Yorkers said that they would, that they wanted electric, or that they wanted gas, rather. Hey! Yeah! Yeah, Suzuki, yeah, it's good. Alright, take care. Okay, we're green again. We're gonna get moving. Yeah, I was saying only 5% of New Yorkers thought gasoline would be the future. Most people wanted electric, and why wouldn't they, right? I mean, gas was messy, it was loud, it was vibrational. Electricity just worked. I mean, in the same year, in 1900, around the time that a lot of this stuff was built, the U.S. produced like some 1,500 electric vehicles to only 900 of the gasoline variety. And electric bikes were not just the future, they're actually the unrealized transportation of our past. Oh, you gotta watch it on these cobblestones here. In the spring, they are a little bit dicey. They get them sorted out usually sort of mid-summer, but the freeze and thaw actually does a real number on these. Some of the ruts in between these cobblestones are like the size of tires, so you really gotta watch it. If I was a boulder rider, I'd just take that sidewalk, but alas, no. So why am I riding a big rumbling V-Strom right now? Why aren't I riding an electric bike then if they were so popular in 1900? Well, I mean, granola-eating folks will throw a bunch of conspiracy theories at this. What are you trying to do? But I think the simplest answer is also the truest. I'm just not. I mean, but yep, you can go ahead. Oh, it's beautiful down there. There's no bad street in the Old Port. I'm gonna go down to the water. By 1915, gas had accumulated most of the market, and once a tradition is established, I mean, no one bothers to look back. So yeah, I mean, gas just became better. That's not to say gas was better all along, but because it became the dominant method, and we worked on it, and worked on it, and worked on it, it just became really good. The burning torch was passed from one gas vehicle maker to the next, whereas electric motorcycles were like, wow. Electric motorcycles were like flashes in the dark. Like bits of lightning, momentary genius, and some electric vehicles were actually pretty good, but there wasn't really a tradition to stand on. Electric vehicle engineers literally had to reinvent the wheel over and over. This building is the old customs house, and it's one of the oldest in Montreal. They used to hang people right in that square, on sort of a morbid note. Where are we? Let's go left. Anything east of Marché Bonsecours in the Old Port, like, look at this view, it's amazing. Anything east, yep, of Marché Bonsecours is absolutely nuts today. There's some kind of festival going on down there, so unless you want to see me stuck in traffic for the next 30 minutes, it's not really worth me going down there. Although, maybe I shouldn't have spoken too soon. I see this guy's got his hazards on. That's why we're stopped. Now, I don't actually think that the desire to go green is going to be the turning point for electric vehicles. I'm not an environmentalist. Greenpeace junkies don't like me very much. I love the natural world, but my favorite way to view it is from the top of rumbling four-stroke, just like this one. So no, desire to go green, that's not going to be why we go electric. The desire to go fast is going to be the reason that we go electric. The fastest production motorcycle in the world, Lightning LS218, already is an electric vehicle. Isle of Man TT, fantastic example. Ooh, a little bit of a hole there. I was looking at lap times the other day between 2010 and 2014. The fastest gasoline class improved by about 6 seconds in the lap times. The TT0 class, which is the all-electric class, improved by 4 minutes over the same time span. So it's obvious who has the momentum there. Now the only question is, how soon is electric going to be the fastest class in the Isle of Man TT? And why would that be? Why is electricity improving so fast? Well, I mean, motorcycles improve at the rate of their R&Ds, conducted by Ducati and Kawasaki and whatever. That's how we sort of improve. But I mean, battery stuff, Google, Samsung, research giants are doing battery work that's directly related to motorcycles. So we can actually leech off those companies, and that's why electric vehicles are getting so good so fast now. It's really starting to take off. Saint-Pierre. Well, that's going to go down to the water. I don't really want to do that. Probably want to head up to the right if I want to stay in the old port. It's so beautiful down here. Absolutely love it. Busy. I mean, unless you come, you may pass. You may pass. Normally I'm not this charitable, but I ain't got nowhere to go. Everybody may pass. I feel like friggin' the saint of letting people go. Alright, now I'm gonna just go ahead and say no. No! Woo! Okay. Back on the road again. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. I'll just go up this sort of main road up here. That'll be fun. That'll be fine. It's good to look up, look down, all over the place in the old port, because it's all good. It's all good. If you want to come here, not through the tourists, come in January. Minus 40, nobody in the streets. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to be here then anyway. Stuck in traffic. Wow, I had 2 bars in my gas tank. Now I have 3. So apparently riding in the old port just adds fuel to your tank. No! It's gonna take me 3 tries to get through this light. Oh well. Look at all these people waiting. How can I justify going first? The best thing about motovlogging in the old port is that people look at you like you're legitimately crazy. Because they can hear you, you know? When I'm riding on the highway motovlogging, nobody can tell. But out here, oh, they know. They know. This is a really cool, this is one of my favorite sort of bars in the old port. It's like a facade of the old building, but they've just turned the inside into like a restaurant in there. Not sure if that's visible, but it's really cool. It's really neat. I like that place. I mean, this is just such a cool juxtaposition, right? Old, new. It's just neat. You know, all these old buildings, they look really ornate, but they are actually warehouses, right? This was a big port, and so these were just warehouses to store goods, shipping and receiving. It was just a matter of pride for the company to have a very pretty warehouse, so that's why they sort of look all ornate and stuff. Whatever you did must have been illegal. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's do it! So, of course, there are other benefits to electricity other than just being green. You know, it's clean, it's quiet, there's no moving parts, very easy to maintain. You know, of course, there's going to be diehards out there who need the rumble of a loud engine to drown out the insecurities. I'm probably one of them. But diehards eventually die out, right? Deep down, we know electric is better. We know that being able to charge up our vehicle with a 110-volt outlet is better. It's cheaper. If I just do it at FortNine offices, my boss foots the bill. That's amazing and kind of sneaky. But there's, you know, there's benefits all over, and we know that deep down. I mean, the New Yorkers at the 1900 automobile show knew that. They knew that gas just wasn't really up with our needs. Think about it. Think about everything else you use. Your kitchen blender, your refrigerator, the computer you're watching this on. And would it be cool if your iPhone spewed diesel smoke and made like a deafening rumble every time you called your mother? Of course not. That's not practical. We know electricity is better, and as riders, we just have to relearn it. This was designed by the same architect as the Empire State Building. It was kind of his practice run, so that's why it looks so similar. Hey, horsies. All right, we're going to go hook up here and come back past the BMO. These two statues here are really interesting, too. This guy has his little English bulldog. I think that's the way it is. So he represents the English, sticking up his nose. And then there's a lady over there with the French poodle who represents the French in the city, also sticking up his nose. Thank you. Awkward family drama playing out in front of me. Yeah, there's the French lady up there. It's neat. Oh, cobblestones at 8 kilometers an hour. Not the most fun thing to ride on. This is the original Bank of Montreal, and it's pretty. That's all I'm gonna say. Haha. But there's a lot of dead time waiting in traffic and stuff, so it shouldn't be too bad. Hey, it's a GS bike. My brother's. My brother. My brother is ignoring me. Wow, apparently horses can turn left on a red light. Did not see that in my driver's ed book. Of course, there are some problems to the electric bike. One of them is customer service. Until recently, Zero motorcycles came on a UPS crate. Bramo motorcycles were sold at Best Buy, and even worse, they were serviced by the Geek Squad. I mean, nobody wants a 14-year-old geek fixing their ride. That's way less cool than getting your hog serviced by an oily ex-con named Pete. Hello. So that was a problem. The other thing is range anxiety. The Charlie Burmans of the world can have that one. If you want to go long-distance adventures off-roading, yes, battery technology just isn't there. Totally understandable. What's the other thing? The only other problem with electric motorcycles is the vintage bike craze that's on right now. Although, to be honest, it doesn't really affect the bleeding edge of motorcycle production, right? If you're buying a legitimately old cafe racer, then you're not affecting how motorcycles are made. And if you just want a bike that looks old and is actually new, then it might as well be electric, right? I mean, as soon as Zero or Brammer can make as soon as Zero or Bramo can make a cafe racer with batteries, Gen Y will just have their cake and eat it too. I'm gonna go left here just to follow my man on the BMW with the climb and the showy. I feel like I could have guessed all of that. Now. Ooh, lovely. That will do just fine. Totally misjudged that though. Here we go. That's parked. Okay. Now, despite that stuff, I still think electric bikes are the future. I mean, that V-Strom there, it's bound to go the same way as these old streets. It's pretty, it's interesting, but it's way out of date.